I had no intention of doing anything other than having a convenient way of communicating, and it turned out not to be so convenient. So again, we've answered every question, and we will continue to do so.
That was Hillary Clinton moments ago defending her use of a private email server as Secretary of State. There are currently 150 FBI agents investigating that case. And last week we learned that her unsecured server contained the nation's most secretive and highly classified national secrets, though she denies that description. Shannon Coffin is a former Justice Department Assistant Deputy Attorney General and former counsel to Vice President Dick Cheney. Shannon, good to see you.
Hi,
so she says she's answered all the questions, and she was just looking for a way, you know, to improve her convenience. We've heard that before. That's going to be the party line. But now she says it wasn't that convenient. I mean, it was convenient. Just now it's turned out to be a pain in the neck.
Well, there are rules in place that we know about that, you know, convenience doesn't come into play. When you're dealing with national security information, convenience is the least consideration that comes into play. You know, taking something off of one server that's supposed to be secure and moving it to an unsecure email system in your basement may be convenient, but it might be illegal as well.
You think it's very significant that she signed this agreement as to how she was going to handle classified material, apparently at the outset of her term as Secretary of State. Explain that in terms we can all understand.
Sure, just like every other federal employee, when she's given access to classified information, she's told up front that she has to store it properly, that she can't remove it from from classified settings, and she's told up front that her failure to abide by these rules can subject her to criminal prosecution. So she was on notice from the beginning, just like every other employee that deals with this. And those other employees, Megan, are often prosecuted when they do very similar things.
You know, she said over and over, I never sent or received anything that was marked classified.
Right.
And I get that that's a red herring because
absolutely
it doesn't have to have the stamp. What matters is what's in the document. Is it a defense to say, I actually didn't realize this stuff was classified. I didn't know.
Well, no, it's not a defense for the Secretary of State, who is a classifying authority as designated by the President of the United States. It's absolutely not a defense. We've talked at length in the past about foreign communications. Those foreign communications are inherently classified, and as the Secretary of State, she would know that. And when you're talking about these top secret documents, Hillary, jeez, pardon me, Megan. When you talk about these top secret documents, the very nature of the information is going to tip off that it's protected.
What is most problematic in your view? The fact that they were kept on an unsecured server that may have been attacked. I mean, you got some former top defense official under the President Obama saying, I guarantee you, it was hacked. It was hacked by the Chinese and the Russians. That, or the fact that she has admitted giving these documents to her lawyer, who does not, no question, does not have the necessary security clearance.
Well, look, all of the above.
Because
don't
that's
forget
what Petraeus did. He gave the documents to his biographer, who had a security clearance, if memory serves, but not the highest level.
Don't forget this. She gave the entire server to a company, a server company, that had no clearance either, right? So the entire server was put at risk. But look, as far as national security goes, just keeping these documents on this server subjected them to all sorts of hacking risks from China, from Russia, from all of these other countries.
Iran.
Exactly. So she was creating national security risks just by having the server. As my friend Jonah Goldberg likes to say, it's the server, stupid.
Shannon, good to see you.
Good to see you too, Megan.
So is there really a chance that Hillary Clinton might be indicted? And if she is, what happens to this race? Kirsten Powers is a Fox News contributor and a USA Today columnist. Kirsten, good to see you. So I don't know what the chances are. I mean, I've heard smart lawyers say it could happen, and I've heard smart lawyers say it's a partisan witch hunt. If she gets indicted, what does happen?
Well, first of all, I think the chances of her getting indicted are remote, and I'm not saying this from a legal perspective. I'm talking about it more from a political perspective.
Because President Obama controls the DOJ?
It's impossible to imagine the Justice Department moving forward with this, even if the FBI made a recommendation. There's no grand jury without the Justice Department being on board with this, and I just don't see them doing that,
And President
especially
Obama
in an
would
election
presumably
year.
have to sign off on that. I mean, today,
Yeah,
President Obama
right.
heaped praise on her. He seemed to be making very clear in Politico, this is who I'd like you to vote for. His comments about
Yeah.
Bernie Sanders were not that laudatory, and his
Right.
comments about her were. So he must believe she will be an Obama third term. He does not want to see her get indicted if that's the case.
No, he doesn't want to see her get indicted, and obviously Democrats would be very upset if that happened. But setting that aside, let's just say she did get indicted, and what would happen? I presume that Joe Biden would jump in the race. Probably we would see Bloomberg jumping in the race. Michael Bloomberg, the former mayor of New York City, who has said he would only run if it was Trump or Sanders who was the candidate who would be running against. So essentially on the Democratic side would only want to run against Sanders. So if for some reason Hillary Clinton's not in the race, maybe Michael Bloomberg jumps in.
How do you think this email issue is playing among Democrats? You know, Republicans, they want to know about it all the time. Is she going to jail? Is she going to the White House? Is she going to the big house? What about in the Democratic circles?
I don't think it's playing, it really is an issue that matters that much to your average Democratic voter, certainly not your Democratic base voter. It's something that they've decided to, they've taken her word on this, I think, which is that whatever happened was an accident. It was that, she didn't know it was classified after the fact, all the different explanations she's given, I think people are just taking at face value.